Imagine a man so consumed by rage, so shattered by what he saw as injustice, that he embarked on a single horrifying mission: to make 100 mothers feel the exact same agony that had ripped his own life apart. This is the chilling, untold story of Javed Iqbal, the serial killer who became a dark legend in Pakistan's history. His twisted path began not in a shadowy alley, but within the walls of a prison in Lahore during the mid-1990s. A sentence for a minor offense spiraled into a personal nightmare of abuse and deep humiliation. But the real breaking point, the moment that fractured his soul, came after his release. The shame and dishonor his arrest brought upon his family were too much for his mother to bear. She suffered a fatal heart attack, and in that moment something inside Javed Iqbal snapped. He was no longer just a man who had been wronged. He was a man seeking vengeance. A vengeance so profound, so absolute, that it wouldn't be aimed just at the police who he blamed for his suffering. His target became society itself, specifically the mothers of boys who reminded him of his past. His vow was as cold as it was terrifying. For the loss of his one mother, he would make 100 mothers weep. He began to stalk the streets of Lahore, his eyes searching for the most vulnerable, the most invisible. He found them in the street children and runaways, boys whose absence would go unnoticed for days, even weeks. With false promises of a warm meal, a safe place to sleep, and a little kindness, he lured them back to his apartment. This nondescript home, hidden in plain sight, became a private chamber of horrors. Once inside, the facade of a caring stranger would crumble, revealing the monster beneath. His methods were designed for maximum suffering. He wouldn't just end their lives, he would prolong their final moments, strangling them slowly with a heavy iron chain. But even this wasn't the end of his grotesque ritual. To ensure his victims would vanish without a trace, to erase them from the world completely, he would dismember their bodies. Piece by piece, he would dissolve their remains in large vats of corrosive acid, leaving nothing behind but the ghosts of their short lives. For 4 painstaking years, Iqbal carried out his macabre plan with terrifying precision. He wasn't just a killer, he was a meticulous record keeper. He kept a chilling diary, a ledger of death, detailing the names, ages, and even attaching photographs of every single child he murdered. This wasn't just a record, it was a trophy collection, proof of his sick accomplishment, a countdown to his grim target of 100. Once he had claimed his 100th victim, Iqbal did something that baffled investigators and horrified the public. He wasn't content to disappear into the shadows. He wanted the world to know what he had done. He wrote a boastful, detailed confession letter, sending it to both the police and a major national newspaper. He laid out every single murder, taunting the authorities, daring them to find him and witness the evidence of his reign of terror. The letter ignited the largest manhunt in Pakistan's history. The nation was gripped by fear and outrage. The police, following the clues in his own confession, finally stormed his apartment. The scene that greeted them was the stuff of nightmares. Bloodstains scarred the walls and floors. The very chain he used in his murders lay coiled on the ground. They found the vats of acid, still containing the grim remnants of his last victims. And most horrifyingly, they discovered the photo albums, a gallery of stolen innocence, a visual testament to his crimes. But Iqbal, ever the manipulator, had one last move to make. Fearing the same brutality from the police that he claimed had set him on his path, he didn't surrender to law enforcement. Instead, he walked into the offices of the very newspaper he had sent his confession to, turning himself in to the journalists. The trial that followed was a media sensation, a national spectacle of grief and a demand for justice. The sentence handed down was as unique and as brutal as the crimes themselves. The judge, reflecting the public's desire for an eye, declared that Javed Iqbal was to be executed in the same manner he had killed his victims. He was to be strangled with his own iron chain, his body dismembered into 100 pieces and then dissolved in acid, all in front of the families of the boys he had murdered. The sentence, however, was never carried out. Before the state could enact its biblical justice, Javed Iqbal was found dead in his prison cell. Yet, even in death, he couldn't escape the legacy he had built. The monstrous nature of his crimes, the sheer scale of his cruelty, and the extraordinary sentence designed to punish him have ensured that the name Javed Iqbal will forever be etched into the darkest corners of criminal history, a chilling reminder of how a broken man's quest for vengeance can lead to an abyss of unimaginable horror. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the most fascinating and complex cases in history. We'll see you in the next one.